Watch the ride.
Hey everybody, so I want to talk about something because this has been very eye-opening to me. I knew Instagram was pretty bad for people nicking your content and reposting it, but it's never really happened to me until recently. A video I uploaded in February, I think it was, of 2016 or something like that, was of a video ammunition collection I have, and I kind of made a bit of a joke saying this is what we get, this is what America gets. This is what I get. This is what America gets. I am living in the wrong country. Out of nowhere over Thanksgiving time in America, this got picked up by a few firearms Instagram accounts with, you know, sort of 500,000 followers, and it got shared by them with credits being given. Not a single one of them asked me if it was okay, they all just did it and just gave credit. I'm afraid that actually doesn't cover copyright fair use. When you've taken the entirety of the work and uploaded it and just given a credit, that doesn't make it okay. But I put a post up about this because I was like, look, if you can't stop them doing it, so at least do it fairly. So I was like, okay, it's for the people who have, you know, done this and given me the credit, no worries, that's fair enough. I'm glad you enjoyed my little snippet video. However, I did find lots of them who weren't giving me credit. Thankfully, most of these, as I saw one of these, when I saw my video being reposted, I went to it, and if it was giving me credit, I say, glad you enjoyed my video, and gave it a like. And if they didn't, I'd say, what the hell, you're going to give me some credit for my video? Now, all but one of the ones that didn't give me credit, rightfully, gave me credit. Admittedly, one or two of them tried to hide it as far down into the tags as they possibly could, like, oh, I hate the fact I have to, like, acknowledge that this guy filmed it and I'm just stealing it. Oh god, Divi, you're a bit wider than Derek. She made it. And one of them, this one, taking a screenshot, you cheeky shit, you took it, didn't credit me, liked my comment saying, hey, how about giving me some credit, and then didn't give me the freaking credit. You thieving bastard. So yeah, anyway, this video is all over the hashtags for, you know, firearms, guns, everything like that. And what I did is I kept an eye on it, because this is the first time something like this has happened to my content, and I wanted to know exactly how much it got seen and what effect it had for me. So all of these Instagram accounts shared it, and I saw views of, you know, 20, 30,000 views on multiple ones, some with a bit more, some with a bit less, but there was a lot of them. So the total combined views of that video, the reach of that video, assuming that these people are different and it's not the same people looking at well, they wouldn't watch it again, I assume, but they are going to be the same sort of people trawling through these things. So we're talking at least a couple of 100,000 views. And how many followers did this gain me? What good did it do for me? I gained about 150 followers. And part of that obviously is the fact that my Instagram is not a dedicated gun thing, so it's just a random thing. They're probably like, well, what the hell's this? I mean, if they had looked, they would have seen some of the bullet resin casts stuff that I've done, but I get it if they're just looking for those accounts that just spew out other people's content and they can sit there liking it. I can understand why that wouldn't do so much for me. But what it has highlighted, but not necessarily highlighted, but it made me realise, because I've never looked that deeply into it, that the majority of the successful pages on Instagram are just thieves. They just steal everyone else's content, think that giving them credit covers it, and just, you know, create these very large accounts with other people's material. It is no different from someone basically downloading my YouTube videos, uploading them as their own, and trying to profit from it. Instagram doesn't even offer a copyright claim system as far as I can tell. Like, at least YouTube, you can go, claim, this is my video, which sections of time, this bit, check it out. Either the system checks it or someone manually checks it, depending on the size of your channel, and then a decision is made, and either you claim the revenue from that video or the video gets removed. YouTube's actually just recently given us a content ID system where you can just go to your channel settings and look for videos that have been stolen of yours. I found 8 videos of mine that a few individuals had just basically downloaded, shoved together, even random videos that had nothing like to do with each other, put a totally unrelated title on it, and then just uploaded it. And thanks to YouTube for doing that, because it was a 5-minute process of just going through and checking all the videos to see if, yep, it's all my content, and claimed them all, and I think they've all been taken down. And none of them were doing that well, so, you know, if you're going to pick someone's video, don't pick one of mine. You can steal anything. What was interesting though is I was going to the individual posts where people had stolen said video and were uploading it, and I started reading the comments. My God, I have never read so much crap in my just assumptions and all sorts of stuff being said against me, and they're saying it directly. The comment is aimed at the person who's made the video, but it's uploaded to a different account, so like, oh, you're a piece of shit. I had one guy get into a discussion with me because he basically said, this is really misleading, this video. We can get most of these calibers in the UK. You can get them, that's not true. And it was like, well, yes, you can, but it's not like America. We have far stricter rules, there's far more regulations to get through to get some of those larger rifle calibers, and, well, anything above a shotgun generally. I mean, 22s and stuff, if you're a farmer, it's not really a problem because you've got a good reason to have it, but that's the whole point. Whereas in America, when I, for instance, I was like, oh, well, I wonder in that case, can you buy AR-15s in the UK? So I search, can you buy AR-15 in the suggested next search, top search was Walmart. So they're going to basically the local supermarket to buy our AR-15s, and we can have AR-15s semi-auto if it's a 22, but if you want it to be a 223, 556, then it's a manual gun, which basically means you're going to have to cock it every single time. I believe that is the truth, so to suggest that we can have AR-15s like anyone else is just not true, because it's not semi-auto unless it's a 22, and even then getting these things is, you're going to have to be a member of a club, that costs money, I believe you actually have to go to this club a fair amount. I mean, Jesus, just look at the rules you need to get an airsoft gun which isn't half coloured. You have to be a member of a club, and you have to go to it several times over so many months to get your ticket thing, and then you can get, basically you've got a license, as it were, to get one-tone or realistic-looking airsoft guns. When I was a kid, I have a Sig Sauer P226 BB gun. Completely black, looks real as anything. I bought that myself when I was about 16. It was a long time ago. I'm nearly 33. 10th of December, I'm 33. Jesus. So that's how things have progressed, because, you know, the amount of fake guns being used in crimes in the UK was, I think, it's far more fake guns that get used than real guns. I'm not going to get into the whole debate on whether we should or shouldn't the licenses and the effects of all. I don't care about that. Well, I do care, but I'm not going to go into it here because it just turns into a big shit fest. But it has once again opened my eyes to the realizations of how the internet really is. For this reason, I'm feeling very grateful for what I have on YouTube, because I have a channel which seems to have followers who are actually genuine people with reasonable opinions. Yeah, we get a few people who have stronger opinions and may disagree with this and that and the other, but that's, you know, that's interesting to me. That's if people can have a debate over something, an educated debate, I am very happy to discuss points of view with people over stuff. But when it just turns into name calling, or they're just being idiotic, well then it's a bit more difficult. But it has shown me that, like, when your video, you know, when your video is reaching outside your normal subscriber feed or your normal followers, when the comments just go to shit and get more and more ridiculous. I noticed my Article 13 video actually has done that. It is broken outside of the realms of my normal audience, which is massively obvious by all the people commenting on it. All of a sudden, like after, it was like a sudden window, the video had been up for about a day or so, and then suddenly comments started coming in. It was getting extra views, or it might still be slowly ticking away, but it's very obvious that they're not normal subscribers of mine. And the comments since that's happened have gone from reasonable to utterly just perplexing and different, shall we say. I mean, for instance, yesterday I was having a discussion with someone on there. Now, they may be a normal subscriber, and if you are, you're entitled to your opinion, but I don't agree with you. And their opinion basically was that Article 13 is a great thing. We should get rid of the internet entirely. And I was just like, well, the internet is kind of one of the greatest things that human race has ever invented. Like, it has revolutionised the world in such a short way. The way that you can access knowledge, the way you can access education, the way you can access other people, you can, you know, the way that all the systems now work through it. If you switched the internet off, like right now, just switched it off, no one had access to it, you know what would happen? The world would go to hell, nothing would work anymore because everything's reliant on the internet. You wouldn't have any food in the shop soon because all of those systems are run through the internet. The point is, it's what I likened it to was trying to uninvent the wheel. Their opinion then was, we know, well, before the internet all this stuff worked. Yes, it did. You know, you don't see cars driving around with wooden wheels. Don't send me pictures of cars with wooden wheels. I know there are some, but not modern ones. My point was, you can't uninvent the internet. It is a thing that is now its own entity. It is indestructible within reason. It's on so many servers, across so many networks, that you could break half of it and a lot of it's still going to be there. I've come to realise that what seems to happen when you get more than 100,000 viewers, it's not like, you know, not like I could have my channel the way it is, the way that you guys are, the way we can have reasonable discussions and stuff. You couldn't have that with a channel which is 10 times the size, for instance, so we're talking, you know, like 1 million followers, because you just don't get 1 million normal people. You get some, but you get a lot of people which I just don't understand in the slightest. I would refer to them as idiots and children, I'm guessing, most of the time. In fact, I did find myself having a discussion with probably a 12-year-old about Article 13. She clearly didn't understand anything about it, and it wasn't until I was like, what? How? What? Who would say what? And I was like, I've got to look at your channel. I get it. You're 12. You don't know. You can't vote. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm not saying all 12-year-olds can't vote. Well, actually, no, all 12-year-olds can't vote, but some of them know what they're talking about. A lot more than some adults do. Probably some more so than I know. But yeah, it was kind of like, oh my god. And that's, my eyes opened. I was like, hold on a minute. And I go to other channels with big amounts of subscribers and I look at the comments and I'm like, holy crap, this kind of correlates. The more subscribers you have, the more insane your average subscriber is. The thing is, I would love to say, hey, any channels out there, you know, a lot of viewers, have you found that as your channel grew, your comments got more ridiculous? I don't think anyone's going to admit to that, because then people are like, hey, you're talking down to us, we're your subscribers, we're your loyal fans. We might also tell you to kill yourself every 5 minutes, but you know, we're fans, that's what we do. Yeah, as I say, it's kind of eye-opening that it's kind of nice to feel like I don't want my channel to blow up. I don't like it when videos explode like that. So I want to say thank you if you're watching this and you're one of my subscribers, or you're someone watching this and you are a reasonable person that can have a debate and not, you know, just... I don't know how they get to saying the things some of them say, but, you know, if you're not one of those, fantastic. But what I do keep in mind is the same for me. If I go to a video and the comments are just ridiculous, I'm not going to bother writing a thought-out comment, because the poster's not going to see it, because there's a million other comments. They're probably not even reading, because every video they upload just ends up with some ridiculous... Like, it's the way that people literally can turn any video on any discussion into a discussion about another subject that happens to currently be the hot topic. And I have learned that people are very willing to discuss a topic. They're not necessarily willing to actually understand it. In fact, with Article 13, someone left a comment on that saying, can someone just tell me the answer, because I can't be bothered to watch this. And I was just like, well, in short, we don't know. But frankly, if you're the sort of person that can't be asked to watch a video, you're probably the sort of person who doesn't care enough or understand enough about it to want to try and do anything about it. That's why I don't really care whether you know or not. You know, it's just such a lazy attitude. It's like what they should do is, you know, you get a novel, a big thick novel, and then you put an A5 synopsis of the thing on the front cover, and you just read that and go, oh, I've read that book. So there you go, there's my little tale of stolen content viral videos, and what I think I've learned from it. You should always watermark stuff you put on Instagram, particularly if they're short little catchy videos, unless you don't mind people taking them, in which case, you know. I mean, most of them aren't profiting off it, so, you know, it's not like they're making money that I'm not, but some of the big channels, Instagram accounts can be making money through promotion and stuff. And in ways, I'm actually really quite glad that I have a small channel, because it means I'm still at the point that I can have a discussion that's reasonable and I can actually interact with my audience. I mean, if I get, you know, like 1 million followers, I can try and keep up with comments, but being able to regularly reply to the same people and recognise names and faces and profiles or profile pictures, you know, that's going to be gone very quickly, I think. And I remember in the past people expect you to reply to every single comment you got. It's like, are you for real? It was impossible back then. It's more impossible now. But I do my best. That's what I do like the heart system, you know, where you can just say, yeah, I've seen it. And they know I've seen it. So although I do read nearly all of my comments, unless it gets to a video which is just getting utterly ridiculous, it's good, it's nice, I like it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you like the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not a Luddite. And I'll catch you next time. If you enjoyed this video and the other content on the channel, please consider following the links in the description to show your support.